Hello, welcome to the daily political tarot readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. I'm here 365 days of the year. I usually take your 12 political questions out of the chat. I just do political readings. Trying to pull things together this morning or this afternoon. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That's an ongoing thing. Trying to think what else. I'm trying to juggle too much in my head at the same time. I've got to remember one of the questions I want to read on that I have not. I was just listening to, as I was getting ready, I was listening to Hal Sparks, and he was talking about Trump. Well, he was saying, okay, I'm gonna jump ahead to my thoughts on this topic, and you guys will probably have thoughts too. Quick! If you're watching this on replay, you can go down to the description box. Questions are there. I'll timestamp them as I go, so you've always got that. Okay, so the question that, well, what Hal Sparks was saying this morning was he was talking about Trump, and he thinks that what Carrie Lake was saying last week about Trump having animal magnetism and BDE, although in the sense of insulting someone, he is a BD. Yeah. Anyway, I just don't believe for a second So anyway, Hal thinks that was Carrie Lake basically saying he was ugly. It's like, well, he's ugly, but I don't know. I wouldn't go there. But something Hal said, it kind of made me curious. And the question, because he mentioned something about, Trump going past a window. This is not a guy who goes past a window and thinks, hey, you're looking hot, that you can maybe get away with that when you're young. And you could lie to like Trump could lie to himself and, say he was rich and all this kind of stuff. But he can't keep doing that. I don't know. I'm wondering about his narcissism. So I thought maybe we could talk about that. When Trump goes by a window, tigers, oh barf, I'm sorry. When Trump goes by a window, honestly, what do you think he sees? I mean, I know when I go by a window, like most people, it's like, on the one hand, you just make sure, something isn't like obvious, obviously horribly wrong, the whole, toilet tissue coming off your shoe kind of deal. You just kind of take a quick glance to make sure, is something particularly gross? Do I have like a big smear of something up the side of my face? That basic stuff. And then in that split second, you just check to make sure nothing's horrible. Then you kind of just try to get a sense of, do I look put together? What kind of impression am I getting? Yes, Diane, there is a chance he doesn't have reflection. I agree. There's no reflection. I love that. Anyway, and then honestly, to be perfectly honest, the next thing that goes through my head is, oh geez, if I really should lose 15 pounds, I really, oh my gosh, from this angle my hair looks terrible. I think we all I think most people have that, where we're kind of probably our own harshest critics. True, yes, that is Joanne. He did have that toilet tissue on his shoe issue getting on Air Force One. Yes. Deba, yes, is everything intact? That was it. Okay. So but with Trump's narcissism, oh, you're very sweet, M. Kelpie. Thank you. Thank you. But I think it's just human nature. I think it's generally human nature to be critical of ourselves. And we shouldn't. We should not be as critical of ourselves as we are. However, we're talking about Trump. So when you're talking about the pathology of narcissism, they have this facade. They have this, to some extent, it's almost the way I look at, now I'm not a professional psychologist, okay? My opinion. I think it's a form of, maybe there's something chemically wrong in the brain, but I think a chunk of it is in the same way that people who have been traumatized, they kind of some people build a wall. They kind of wall off the trauma. So I'm trying to shake my drink here. They wall off the trauma so they can function, so they can move forward. And for some people, I think, I could be very wrong here, but I think that they are getting so much grief and feeling so insignificant and ego in such an ego crushing environment that they basically, that's what they wall off. They wall off the parts of themselves, those inner voices they've internalized that are saying, you're worthless, you're nothing, you're, and those words lie. If you have any voices in your head, because we all have, psychologically, we have our executive I, the person, the voice, the person who is in charge, but we are made up of these multitude of subpersonalities, and over time they're all woven together. I've had a lot of therapy over the years. I know I've done EMDR therapy, integrating parts, doing that is totally normal. But if you have those parts of yourself who are saying heinous things to you, they're lying to you. And it's probably something that someone else put in your head that you've internalized. This person their opinion has some value, therefore there's a part of me that starts thinking that. No, not you. You are trying to be a good person. You are trying to be decent, to be kind, to be you. People don't come to this channel who are cruel, energetic bricks of human beings. Don't spend time on this channel. They just don't. There's nothing here for them. So I agree with Kathy DeLa, compartmentalized trauma. Yeah, back to Trump. If you think about it, the thing about Fred was not, like a lot of fathers from, not all, but from a lot of fathers, through time have been, to their sons have been, you will have no feelings, you will, suck it up, you will, thank you, Sarah. And whatever he was feeling, it was crushed. And what his parents were so strong-willed, I know that having overbearing parents can crush children's sense of self. So with narcissism, I think that's the wall, that's the trauma they wall off. So as they're walking around, it's, I'm great, I'm good, I'm the best, I'm the, and then the Trumps got involved with Norman Vincent Peale, all that garbage about positive thinking, whatever you think, that's reality. So I'm the greatest, and then Trump's just started lying, and with his father in his ear, and with these other people who would hang around Norman Vincent Peale and all these other people, where it was, you say you're the greatest, you say you're the great, you say you have the best, you say you do, you never apologize, you never, and then he got involved with who's the guy who taught him to act like a mobster? Roy Cohn. Never apologize. Always protect yourself. Never give a straight answer. Never make sure you nothing. You can't be held accountable for anything. And over time, it has just gotten worse and worse and worse and worse, where he has gotten farther and farther away, so that his narcissism, his complete lack of empathy, because of lack of emotion, because a negation of anything that it does not please him, you end up, I could be wrong, but I think that's a part of narcissism, that everyone else becomes an extension of your self because you become the center. The world can only be good if you are at the center of it. You are in control. And it's one of the things that's very hard for kids. And it's something that, most of us never completely grow out of, which is looking at a situation, admitting you are powerless in a particular situation, is really hard. Because if you're a kid, and if it's not your fault that your parents are getting divorced, or that there was a fire in the house, or there was, all these really, really traumatic things for these kids, if it isn't their fault, then they can't do anything about it. That's hard. And it's hard for adults too. I'm sorry, I'm just talking and talking and talking here, but so when Trump is looking in a mirror, I would think, as he passes by a mirror, on the one hand, he still has all of that self-loathing down there. And it's not like he pulls his punches when it comes to saying nasty things. And think about the nasty things you say to yourself that you would never say to another person. Now, think of Trump, who says all those heinous things, and imagine how he's attacking himself. But then immediately he has to shut that down, because he can't function if that's the case. So I would imagine when he's walking by, and there's a storefront window or something, and he sees his reflection, I think that it reinforces, I think there's an immediate self-conditioned, also otherwise conditioned action of, before the negative voices can drown him. I think he's like, yeah, I'm better looking than anybody. I'm sexy. I can even, but at the same time, he is going to wear a girdle. He is going to put lifts in his shoes. He is going to stand there like a goofus. Anybody who doesn't know, when Trump stands, because he's got, first of all, he's got a girdle on, so he's standing very much upright. But because he's got lifts in his shoes, he's actually standing like when he so, and you can tell because his arms, it's hard to see. There we go. His arms aren't at his side. They kind of hang forward. That's, yeah. So imagine the self-loathing. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about all that. Oh, I'm not saying he's a good person. No. But let me get my cards out. Use good old faithful. Rochelle says probably first glance in the mirror is, who is that old man? Actually, I think the first thing he attacks is his weight. And I think before it can hit his self-disgust, I think it's immediate. It's like, anyway. Casey Wolfpack says Psych 101. Well, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a psychologist, but I've certainly had a lot of therapy over the years. So for what it's worth, I thought we might talk about it. Kelly said I was shocked at that golfing photo. Oh yeah. He does the full golf twist, and oh gosh. He does not look like he wants to look. Patrice says since the beginning, spiritual people saw through 45 his major insecurities. Joanne says, I think he thinks he looks fabulous. Well, yeah, because he's the greatest. Renier says, without his orange mask makeup, he looks 120 years old. It's what being in the sun that much will do to you. And do you think he's really careful about sunscreen? And how many decades has he been spending that much time in the sun? Indigo Moon says, I think he looks at his hair. Oh, yeah, definitely. Dr. Nancy says, Tiger is predictable. Please don't focus on their pain. Victimizers who play victim, they can't feel. I'm a psychologist. Okay. Jennifer Loretta was saying, my mom is a malignant narcissist, borderline personality. I sarcastically call her the queen. She's in a nursing home now. Oh, and treats everyone like her servants. No self-reflection at all. Zero. Probably shut that down at a very early age, I would think. Allison, I think the lifts in his shoes got higher as Barron got taller. Yes. Okay, so what does Trump see when he looks in the mirror? And Dr. Nancy, feel free to tell me I'm completely full of garbage and I have no idea what I'm talking about. Like I said, I'm not a professional. That is my opinion. So, when you go past the store front window, when you go past a full-length big mirror and see yourself, Trump, what do you see? What do you feel? As little as possible is what it feels like. Everything hemmed in, thoughts held in, of tight, very tight control. Man. Four of Wands, Knight of Wands, Eight of Wands, Five of Wands, wow, I'm actually surprised. Usually, I mean, the whole basis of the name narcissism is based on Narcissus, who was a Narcissus was the most beautiful man, and a woman named Echo was in love with him. And Narcissus, he went, to get some water from a pool or whatever, and he caught sight in his reflection, and he was so in love with his own reflection that he stared at himself until he basically died. And Echo, who was in love with him, she had so lost herself that when he died, she faded away until she was nothing but an echo. That's the story. And that staring at yourself in the mirror because you are so enamored of yourself. This doesn't actually feel like he thinks a lot about it or lets himself think a lot about it. This is all keeping his mind on the paranoia, the how do I stay on top? How do I, what am I doing? How am I getting power? How am I getting more money? How is? Oh, Dr. Nancy, Autumn, no, you get a lot, but be very careful at enabling with attention. I'm raging just now, forgive me. I published an article on Narcissus. He killed or ruined anyone who tried to love him. I believe that. Enabling with attention. Oh, well, I mean, I thank you for that. I think we have to, I think he is such a clear and present danger that I believe we should read on him and try to understand. But I hear what you're saying. Yeah, how do I get more power? Who am I attacking? Who do I need to attack? Who can I get to attack that person? And all of this storm and strain and pain is quashed. I mean, it makes sense considering his age and how many decades he's been doing this. But I'm surprised. I'm surprised he doesn't think about his own looks more. I think he just looks, yeah, you're great. Yeah, you're the best looking person here. If there's somebody there who's better looking, then he has to find a way to pull him down. And then he's back to who am I attacking? Who am I attacking? Who am I attacking? All right, well. All right, I just thought it would be interesting to think about that. All right, so that was what does Trump think and feel when he sees himself in a mirror. All right, so let's go on to 25 minutes in. Boy, I've been yammering. Sorry. 25 minutes in. Rhonda was asking, did Mango hire these two female lawyers because of their excellent legal minds or because he wanted something pretty to look at. It actually might be worth looking at Bannon sometime, Dr. Nancy. Why has he let himself go so much? Why doesn't he get seriously, he's got some serious like skin stuff that looks quite dangerous that he should have taken off. And he doesn't. Why does he care so little? But right now, we're asking why did you hire these lawyers, these female lawyers? Well, it could be one, because of their excellent legal minds and having listened to them on TV. That's not my first choice. Is it two, because he wanted some eye candy? Or was it three, because he is having so much trouble finding lawyers? So why did you hire them? He's in bigly trouble. Huge trouble. Brittney says, I say answer to Alex. Oh, is it one of my favorite comedic bits in all of the years of the Trump era? It's from Kirsten Langston. It was I think it was actually on a private live stream for like patrons, but anyway, it doesn't matter. This was years ago. But she's pulling cards, and she's reading about the Trump and what he's doing and the White House and all of this stuff. And as she's putting cards down, she's just like, name something you'd find in the White House. Show me Nazis. I love that. She is so funny and so talented. Anyway, Third Eye Champagne. I'm a big fan. All right. Four of Cups. 10 of... Oh, my gosh. He's got enough legal work to keep people employed for the rest of their lives, practically. Okay, Four of Cups, 10 of Wands, Four of Swords, Fool, Page of Wands. Nobody wants him. I agree. Who was it who was just saying? Thread of Hope said, by all accounts, very few experienced and successful law firms even returned his calls. Yeah, because they how many of his lawyers are needing lawyers themselves? And he won't listen to them. I don't know if this is, I believe this is true. It makes perfect sense. I don't have the names though. But apparently somehow recently he talked to some lawyers that were good lawyers, and they said, all right, look, we'll do this, but only if you shut your trap, basically. Stop talking about this. We'll see what we can do. And by the time that those lawyers got to their car, he was tweeting about it. He will not listen. He thinks he is his best spokesperson. He refuses to listen to good advice. He has a ton of legal stuff that needs to be taken care of, and he's just not finding the help. So The fact that they're female is something maybe nice to look at, but oh, by the way, did anyone notice Weisselberg the other day? After Weisselberg pleaded guilty, that Trump managed to, okay, let's see. Weisselberg started at Trump.org in 1973. So we're talking almost 50 years. That's my entire life almost. Actually, I was born in 71. So that's basically my entire life. Weisselberg worked at Trump.org. Weisselberg, after all that time, everything that Weisselberg did for Trump, Weisselberg pleaded guilty, said he's not going to testify against Trump himself, but would testify against Trump.org. There's something weird there, but we won't go into that right now. Trump tweeted, "That's what you get for trusting someone named Weisselberg." Something to that effect. What was it? Trump tweet Weisselberg. Can't trust a guy named Weissel. Oh, no, he didn't say it. Okay. All right, good. Okay, so I am glad I've been corrected, because I do not like spreading false information. Not everyone got the joke when Al Franken attributed a made-up anti-Semitic remark to the former president. Okay, good. All right, I take it back. I'm glad I checked. Good. Anyway. But it did sound very anti-Semitic. Ricky just turned 52 this past Saturday. I hope you had a good birthday, Ricky. Kathy Rollins, that was made up. Yep. All right, but anyway, what we're talking about. Looking at these as women, the reason I brought that up was because I don't think it doesn't feel like he thinks women can be the best lawyers. Honestly. But he has to take what he can get. Before he's in huge trouble. He is under investigations, and he's had to turn over information repeatedly in so many different directions. You could literally, I'd be surprised if there isn't somebody who is now their full-time job just dealing, multiple people actually, their full-time job is getting all these legal requests, finding the stuff, sending them out or not, and then you have to double check with Trump and I mean, it's just it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Feels exponential. Kathy Rollins says 14 active investigations right now. Yeah, Kathy Delisle. Yeah. Calling your son-in-law the Jew sounds pretty anti-Semitic to me. Yep. There's Trump, the man. Feeling very beaten up. Persecuted, the victim. Yeah, that's the other thing. Narcissus who withered away, staring at himself in the water. When he wasn't staring at himself, before he caught a glance of himself in the water, yeah, I wondered how much he was living on the drama triangle. Page of Swords, the bully. He does what he wants. Page of Cups, Six of Cups. It's not going to do him any good. It feels like as he goes forward, it's like he's in a car and it starts skidding. This cannot end well for him. It can't. He won't listen to advice. He won't do what he should. He won't do things that would actually save himself because it would involve things he cannot accept as a raging narcissist and wannabe authoritarian and basically emotionally stunted adult toddler. Okay. Evelyn Hartman says, now it's all women in power helping bring him down. Why, yes, it is. Oh, that reminds me, speaking of, because someone just, who was it? Oh, Joanne was saying, I think we've got more problems with Satan gaining steam. Yes, I found this pin, so I had to get it. And I will definitely be wearing this. So I want to make sure. I did get some magnets and some Gorilla Glue. I'm going to see if I can put small magnets on the backs of these pins rather than putting holes in my clothes. It's kind of heavy, but there. I'll probably pull my shirt down a little bit, but there. Okay. Okay. Oh, Tiger says the former guy has Saturn, Venus, and the asteroid Karma in conjunction at birth. Women will be his downfall, and he will deserve it. Yeah, well, a Saturn-Venus conjunction, I mean, if you're not a nice person, that can put quite the damper on what and how you love. Or it can make you an incredibly organized partner who is incredibly supportive. It depends on how you embrace that Saturn energy. I like Saturn energy, to be honest, for the most part, because it will, if you do the work, it will reward you. It's Pluto. it's like, anyway. All right. Gene A says, I can see Trump looking for a lawyer on his phone. Swipe left, swipe right, swipe left. Jolie S says, I've done that magnet pin thing to make sure your little magnets are strong enough. It really works well then. Thank you. C. Torino, on a side note, are those Boo Boo's cousins? Oh, Boo Boo and Alfie. Yeah. They have the same, they're both orange and white, kind of brownish orange and white. So, yeah. They're a little twee, but it was like, you know what? I don't care. It's adorable, and I like it. So we're doing it. So, anyway. Dr. Nate says, Andre says Eris. Oh, yes. Yes. Eris is like Pluto. It's way out there. It's, what did they downgrade Pluto to? It's not a full planet anymore. They call it, I can't brain today. Anyway. Who is, hang on. Hang on. I don't know who you are. Okay. Sorry. Dwarf Planet. Thank you. Thank you. Sempress and Kathy. Thank you. Dwarf Planet. Yeah. Eris is a dwarf planet. So, there. Kind of hard to see. A little flashy, but oh well. Dr. Nancy, according to astronomers, yes, they've downgraded Pluto to a dwarf planet. We have a question at 40 minutes in. I'm not going to get through any more questions if I don't get a move on here. Why is Dr. Fauci stepping down? He says it's stepping down for the next chapter in his career. Oh, thank you, Fran. Thank you. Thank you. I think Fauci's fed up, but I don't think you need me to tell you that. He wants to teach. Chariot. It's been fun. He's come under so much grief, but he's got I think his heart's in the right place. I really do. Have a great day, Thread of Hope. Page of Cups. Hierophant. Medical. Cups are medical care. And these are young people. There's the government. There's all the rancor from the right wing. Judgment. Hanged man. Done. He's hanging up the spurs. He was helping people. He was trying to do the right thing, and then they just turned it into this farce. And it's like, you know what? The bulk of the pandemic is over. It's not all over, but the bulk of it is. I'm out of here. Yeah, I'm done. I would have thought he'd completely retire, but apparently he's going to. This is just flashing in the screen too much, not actually showing. To figure out how I can wear that, where I can put it or something. Anyway. I thought he'd just like go home. Relax. But it's no, I think he's gonna I think he's been talking about teaching, going back to teaching or something, or just encouraging younger scientists, or bless him. Bless him. Actually, Taylor B says MAGA ran him away. Actually, what it feels like is no. They didn't. But now that it's like things are quieter, he's definitely not staying. But he was going to stay in there long enough to make it absolutely clear to the right. You will not stop me. You will not shut me down. And the harder they pushed him, the more he said no. Bless you, Dr. Fauci. You saved many, many lives. Thank you. I don't know M. Kelpie. You'll have to ask the great Google machine. Okay. Patricia is saying he'll be a mentor. I believe so. Betty Harper, if you were Fauci, would you ever want to sit in front of a Senate committee again? If I want to deal with that level of arrogant, selfish stupidity, I could just turn on a Trump rally. Or watch an Eric Trump interview. Or watch a DeSatan rally or what have you. So, yeah. Bless you, sir. All right, Kelly had a question about, I love this, Sarah Huckabee Slanders. So Kelly was saying, from the Twitterverse, Sarah Huckabee Slanders, quoted, 6 years ago, said about Hillary Clinton, when you're attacking FBI agents because because under criminal investigation, you're losing. Didn't age well, did it? And that is from the Maddow blog, Rachel Maddow's blog. So what's going on with Sarah Huckabee Slanders? Last I heard, she was practically a shoo-in for governor of Arkansas. Am I correct on that? Please tell me I'm wrong. Please. Yeah, Fauci's an octogenarian. He could buy, but no. Anyway. Tish L says, I shall wear my Dr. Fauci fan club shirt to vote tomorrow. Good for you. Trisha, you're right. Oh. Mm-hmm. So, Sarah Huckabee Slanders. I've said this before. I will say it again. For the love of everything, please put on some pants. I'm just saying. I am generally very open-minded about these things, but it's just, I mean, I don't expect everyone to dress like me. I still keep pretty covered, but if you're going to be the White House press secretary, is it really appropriate to be wearing the super short skirts where if you sit down, it's going to be like, okay, TMI. That's all I'm saying. If you're going to be governor of Arkansas, could you maybe not? I just don't want to know. Anyway. Yes, Jean A. Sarah, please put on some pants, Sanders. Yes. King of Cups. That's a reminder that Joe Biden is president. Ten of Cups. Page of Swords. King of Swords. Six of Swords. Tower. What? Is Sarah Sanders being... Is there some kind of legal something she's being pulled into? Okay, I'm Taylor B says, Autumn, you didn't like it when people said you should try bangs. Yes, but I think there's a difference between seeing my forehead and making people feel like an amateur gynecologist. Thank you, how spirit works. My opinion. Ultimately, you do you. I don't control you. You do you. But Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Devil card. What is going on? Thank you, Dave. Thank you. Three of Swords, Death. What is going on with her? Empress. Six of Cups, Seven of Cups. Okay. I do not. Never says, now I'm cleaning up rice. I just projectile from laugh. I'm glad I made you laugh. This. Yeah, there's something going on there that I know nothing about. But I've just pulled two sets of cards now, and they're ugly. I don't know what she's gotten herself into. I don't know what's going on, but there's something ick. That's just bad. See, Tarina, there's nothing wrong with your forehead. Thank you for that. All right, I'll try three more cards. Maybe, but okay, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Tiger says, I wouldn't want those to be my cards. M. Kelpie, I think you've got it right there. Continually, dreading a Sharon Stone moment. Yeah. Exactly. Okay, what is going on? In theory, you're a shoo-in to become governor of Arkansas. Knight of Cups. Insult to injury. Well, that's normal. Active Republican. Ten of Cups. Knight of. These are the Democrats successfully coming against her. I don't know what she did. But these cards are terrible. All right. Well, we'll have to pencil her in for the next governor of Arkansas rather than probable. Man. Glenn Bird says, high foreheads make room for larger frontal lobes. I have a big forehead too. That's my story anyway. We're just gonna say that. Be Kind says, Arkansas governor's race. Nuclear engineer. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Be Kind said, Arkansas governor's race. Nuclear engineer Chris Jones has won the Democratic primary for governor of Arkansas. Go Jones. Chris Jones. All right, let's have a look at Chris Jones from Arkansas. Where are we? 5330. Governor Chris Jones of Arkansas, question mark. Chris Jones. I'm going to be governor of Arkansas. Topsy-turvy energy. Like being on really choppy water. You're being thrown around a bit. The energy around it is very choppy. Yes, Jatar. Rovember. Governor Chris Jones of Arkansas. My gosh. He's a Democrat, isn't he? Thank you, C. Torino. Stephanie Martin says, Chris Jones, I just looked for a picture, reminds me of Tara's apprentice Johnny. Then he must be a handsome man. Johnny's great. I think we can all agree Johnny's great. Knight of Cups. Okay, fighting. Good. He's definitely fighting. Fighting a good fight. Tower. Seven of Cups, Six of Swords. Two of Cups. I've got Republicans sitting pretty here, but there's definitely some dirty fighting going on here. This is no holds barred, and this is lies being told about Jones. This is, I'll have to get some clarification on this one. But this is definitely people voting for him. I've got Sanders, or I'm getting the Republicans sitting pretty at the end. Let me see if I can get some more information. Thank you guys for being here with me. Thank you. I know you can't, I know you should not rely on other people's approval to feel good about yourself. But I have to say, I am feeling pretty good today. Because one of the main reasons is because last night before I went to bed, my mom said, "You are the nicest person." It just made me feel all warm inside. Anyway, Governor Chris Jones. Be Kind says Chris Jones seems to be an upstanding, extremely smart gentleman. I'm going to guess he's Democratic. He's a Democrat. And he'd be a good governor. Thank you, M. Kelpie. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Roxanne. It's hard, yeah. Howling at the Moon. Three of Swords. Oh, this is okay. Okay, ugly. Is this legal stuff about the voting? Recounts. Something hinky with the voting? Howling at the Moon. This is some hijinks. This is far right hijinks. And then I've got, this isn't voting. This is an investigation about voting or about something. Yes, he's 44 and he is a Democrat. Thank you. Thank you, Marby. Thank you. Thank you, Sempris. Yes, Dr. Nancy, I agree. Thank you, Donna. Anyway, something's going to happen in Arkansas, or something's going down. It's just, then again, I've been getting for a lot of the, a lot about the midterms and so 2022 and 2024, the elections. I've been getting a lot of legal challenges, recounts, potential hijinks. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. That's very sweet. Oh, Stephanie says he's a nuclear engineer. Nice. Kelly says, "Dang, another woman at the end." Yeah, definitely. But I'm getting investigations. Thank you, C. Torino. I think she's a great mom. And I tell her, and Elizabeth, no, my mom, no, they can't. My parents don't watch what I do. No, they are dyed in the wool Republicans, and so we don't talk about politics. So. Anyway, ooh, Taylor B says Republican governors are skimming money from the states. Abbott is one of them. Okay, lucky girls here. Hello, my friend. According to ABC News, he earned a NASA-sponsored scholarship to attend Morehouse College before going to MIT for his PhD in urban planning and to study nuclear engineering. Kathy Enns says, I've been contributing to as many scientists running for office as I possibly can. That's amazing. Have a great day, Disrat. Wow. Wow. Talk about a credit to humanity. Oh, Dr. Nancy said, apparently Huckabee said 7 times Trump did nothing wrong. Okay. Oh, Taylor B is much more qualified. Okay, let's move on to at 1:02:30. Sarah had a question. 1:02:30. And Sarah wants to know something. If any of you, your questions are really important to me, and I do really read on as many as I can. But right in the middle, I ran across something which Sarah was asking, and considering how much she contributes, helping and being so kind and just so goes above and beyond all the time. What do you want to know, girl? Okay, so apparently Trump is accusing crazy, because of course women are crazy, because he is pathetic, small-minded, and has no emotional intelligence. So Trump accuses crazy former Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao of trying to get rich on China. First of all, isn't her family Chinese? Don't they have some massive shipping company or something? I'm trying to get rich on China. My understanding is her family's already rich enough to buy and sell Trump. She doesn't need your... Did she give some sweetheart deals to help her family? Probably. She's a Republican, and some of this is Republicans going at each other, which is, and here with me without my popcorn. But Sarah was asking, will that drive a wedge, a further wedge between Trump and Mitch McConnell? Yes, true, Isabel. He picked her. Trump picked her. Only the best people. Deborah says, oh, so now he's going after Mitch again, but passively. He's such a loser. Yes, he is. Roger Storm says, but she was. This is not new information. Yeah. Further wedge. Situation between Mitch McConnell and Donald Trump. Woo, boy. That is some inky water between the two. Oh, not much of a bridge. Control of the government. Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Pentacles, that's her. Empress. Much ado about nothing. Yeah, they already despise each other. Same old, same old. You know, there she is. There's America. There's her time in office in the government, and it's, as you so beautifully put it the other day, it's a day ending in day. She probably did try to get richer on China, and Trump tried to get richer on taking advantage of anything and anything and anybody under any circumstances, including his perfect phone calls, perfectly repugnant phone calls. So yeah, okay. Let's see. Yes, and and major road construction as well. Thank you for reminding me. You guys help me, and I learn from you. I appreciate that. Nobody's born knowing everything. And you could spend your whole, oh my gosh, I could spend my whole life. When I come to the end of my life, no matter what I do, I'm still going to be like, oh, there's so much more to learn. Yeah, 107 and a bit. Oh, yeah. Ick. By the way, before I go into this next question, I do want to tell you one of these questions coming up is good news. Potentially very good news. So, and it's about a new cancer drug that could save some lives. So we're gonna ask about new cancer treatments. All right, so we're gonna get to that. But between here and there are like 3-4 questions that are, and this is probably the worst of them. Idaho at 108. How Idaho became ground zero in the federal state abortion fight. The DOJ has filed its first in the nation suit against an Idaho law. This makes Taylor B says, I was just going to jump in the shower. I understand. Okay, this makes my head hurts. It gives me a twitch. This makes me crazy. Okay. And God bless you, Merrick Garland, for not letting this slide. DOJ filed its first in the nation suit against an Idaho law preventing women from receiving necessary emergency care when their lives are threatened by dangerous pregnancy complications. A federal judge in Idaho will hear an argument on the case today and likely will make a ruling before August 25th, when a total abortion ban is set to go into effect in the state. The Idaho law makes it a felony offense with a mandatory minimum prison sentence of 2 years for anyone to perform or assist with an abortion. A doctor can be prosecuted even if an abortion procedure was essential to save the life of the emergency room patient. Boy. Moxie Cha-Cha, where do you get your nails? I get them from Amazon. And if you want to see the kinds of things I am looking for and get, what have you, there is a wish list in the description box. So you could look at like, oh, this is where you got that. This is the type of thing. So there are lots of options there. And then I organize them in And then I organized them in cases by size and color. So, because I have a lot. Absolutely love them. You can't, I guess pretty much there's no way I was going to be able to have a YouTube channel with my Gemini rising and not have emphasis on my hands, because Gemini rules the hands. Sorry. Yes, am I avoiding the energy of this question? Kind of. All right. Federal going after this. It's emergency room care. I think most Democrats do have a certain amount of live and let live to an extent. But man, if you are against this, you need to rethink. You need to rethink your heart. Because most pregnant women have other children already. So you want to deprive all these children of their mother in an emergency situation. And I'm going to tell you right now that if you are against all of this in the case of the R word and incest, you're a monster. Just saying. Anyway, Idaho. Come on, DOJ. Save some lives here. This is monstrous. Tiger says, I'd never set foot in Idaho for any reason, for several reasons. Janelle, yes, doctors take oaths. Yeah, this is bad. This is very bad. Oh, thank you. I needed that to cheer me up. Thank you, Deborah. All right. Look at that. Death card, women. Hello. Thief. Fool. Far right. Devil. All right, is this just how we see it, or is this how the judge is going to see it? See, Torino, ridiculous, unconstitutional, inhumane. How dare. Janelle says the cards are exact today. All right, federal versus state. Idaho. The DOJ be able to get some changes instituted. This is going to hurt so many women. So many women. Justice. Because the other thing is what if you do something to try to help a woman and the baby perishes? But you weren't trying to do that. So what do you do to help pregnant women? Justice. That's legal silence. And this is more litigation. Oh, fingers crossed. The cards are saying that it's possible. It's possible the DOJ is going to make some progress here. Death card. Tower. Eight of Cups. Temperance. I've got Temperance. I've got healthcare here. The incredible damage that law would do. I've got healthcare here. I've got Temperance right here. So I'm not saying it's going to make everything great, but it does feel like it is going to shift things in the correct direction that would actually save lives. I like it. And my stomach hurts from just reading on this. Okay. All right, at 117. All right, from the heinous to the ridiculous. But sure, why not? What harm will it do? I kid you not. Dennis Rodman says, I'm headed to Russia to free Brittney Griner. Dennis Rodman, you are a buffoon, but he says he knows Putin. Have a great day, Jolie. Tower. Yeah, that she's in a terrible situation. Poor woman. Sun. Lovers. Wheel of Fortune. This feels... is she LGBTQ? Because one or the other, it feels like Putin actually despises her personally because of her life choices. Yes. Okay. Thank you. And I don't know that it's going to make much difference, but it does feel like it at least adds a couple of drops of grease to the wheels, just a tiny little bit of grease. Not much, but there's something here that just feels. Yes, Linda Johnson, he better watch out what he has in his bags. He could end up in jail next to her. Exactly. Yeah. It's. Janelle says Putin sees her as a bargaining chip. Yes. He despises her as a person, though. But then again, it's kind of a badge of honor, isn't it? Not only is she LGBTQ, she is about twice his height. How dare she? Okay, I need to get out of this energy. Yeah, the Idaho energy was bad, but there's something about, of course, this whole Putin thing. Putin energy, and it's just disgusting. He has got so much blood on his hands and his aura and his energy field. And the longer this goes on in Ukraine, it's worse and worse and worse. Tigress, she's everything he hates. Exactly. Kelly says she's 6'9". Yes, so she is twice his height. Nothing wrong with being whatever height you are. It's just he's so stupidly obsessed with cruelty for the sake of making himself feel big. Oh boy. Janelle says he's weighted down in dark energy. I'm getting a mental image of just blood all over him. It's just gross. Yeah. All right, 121. Did we get down? Oh, no. Before we get to the nice question. Let's see here. 121.30. I don't care about Giuliani. Let's skip that. Let's go on to 121.30. Let's go on to the new information about potential student loan issues. That actually matters. 121.45. Education Secretary Miguel Cardona says the Biden administration will announce a decision on student loan payments in the next week. The Biden administration has faced pressure from some Democratic lawmakers to cancel up to $50,000 in debt per borrower. The president has championed forgiving up to $10,000 in debt, but no official announcement has been made on debt forgiveness. So we may find out more next week on this. I read that current student debt levels are somewhere like $1.7 trillion. Yeeps. Which is a huge drag on the economy. But also, be careful how you message this. They better be really careful on expectation. Elector Storm said says he has canceled a lot of debt. Why don't people know this? There was some new polling that came out, and it's like, I want to say it's like less than 60% of people think, there's 57% of people think that the investigations against Trump should continue, which means 33%, 32% say they shouldn't. So, and people complaining about, they're talking about Roe-vember, Democrats coming out and voting because of what the Supreme Court decided. But what they got when they did the polling is that the percentage of Democrats who this was a key or the key issue they were going to have to vote about, it was only like 15% of Democrats. Whereas with Republicans, the issue of immigration as their main issue was at least twice that percentage-wise. And it's like, really? People do not appreciate the good Joe Biden's done. They just don't. I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm saying he's done a lot of good for this country. Dr. Nancy says, I got $75,000 forgiven under Obama. It took 4 years. Congratulations. Excellent. Queen of Pentacles. This would be a huge boost to the economy. Huge. Ace of Swords. Lovers. Page of Wands. Hermit. Nine of There might be something here. This is a sort of truth. Normally this would be the far right message, but it actually feels like students. And the study, the learning, and this issue putting Republicans on the defensive, feeling beaten up. Semper says, yet in another poll, the threats to democracy outranked economic concerns for voters' main worry. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm pleased to hear that. Very. Janelle is saying Trump has suppressed their own voter turnout. Oh, please continue for that, doing that. Go ahead. Come on. Debt forgiveness. Seriously, it would be huge for the economy. Huge. Page of Swords. Fruits of labor. Seven of Pentacles. King of Wands. Hanged Man. Well, people are very concerned about the kitchen table issues, paying the bills, the debt. I think as we were talking about polling and things like that, I think there's some of this energy kind of snuck in too. I think there's something to this. Again, studying and looking carefully. Oh, okay. It feels like the Republican argument isn't going to work. Of course, they're going to argue that this would be the end of civilization. Au contraire. So, fingers crossed. All right, so let me make sure I cover this. I'm getting a bit tired. It is 146, but it's 128. Let me make sure okay, so 128. Now, I don't have information that this was a huge study, but at least it's on humans. It's not like, oh, there was a mouse study or something. So a new cancer treatment has been found to stop the disease from spreading in patients who are resistant to immunotherapy, the Guardian is reporting. Medical research have found that a combination of immunotherapy and an experimental drug, shall I attempt to pronounce this? Wait for me to slaughter this name. Guadecitabine. Maybe. Guadecitabine? I hope. Something like that. Anyway, so medical researchers have found that a combination of immunotherapy and the experimental drug guadecitabine can reverse a cancer's resistance to immunotherapy, a treatment in which the body's immune system is harnessed to seek and destroy cancer cells. It's typically used when other treatments, including surgery, radiotherapy, and chemotherapy, have not been successful. But some tumors can become resistant to immunotherapy, leaving patients without any further options. British oncologists found that the pairing of guadecitabine and immunotherapy stopped cancer from spreading in a third of the patients enrolled in the trial. Cancer treatments. That's life saved. Cancer treatments. Can we please eradicate this heinous disease? Cancer treatments. I mean, I understand it's complicated because there isn't just like one cancer. There are different things that do different things, but oh, and I think Deborah earlier was thanking me for being a little extra. You're most welcome. The Sun. Okay, this is good. This is a good card. Okay. Queen of Pentacles. Two of... This is good. This is good. I'm asking about cancer therapies. Improving dramatically. Good card. This is, I mean, heck, drug companies have a vested interest in coming up with good cancer, because whoever gets the best cancer medication out there, they're going to make bank. This feels like experimentation. And then this is America. It's actually the world. It's humankind. It's great. So there's I keep saying there are good days ahead. Okay. That is going to do it for me for today. Thank you so much. I so look forward to spending time with you. All right. So it is 1:49 p.m. here in Chicago. At 4 o'clock, I'll be over on the Book Art Media channel to do creative sprints. You're always welcome. We do 25 minutes. For 25 minutes, we just focus on our own individual creative projects. Can be anything. And then we spend a few minutes just trying to encourage each other, talking about our progress, and then rinse and repeat. Other than that, I will be right back here tomorrow. Thank you. All right, so take care. You're not alone. We are in this together. And there are good days ahead. All right, so take care. I'll see you right back here tomorrow.